It takes a village, because for all means for all. Together we'll break down any wall. Linked in love, we won't disarm. We're uniting the grassroots army strong. So press play, feel the spark. This is where the movement starts. It takes a village and we're the proof. Truth in action, raising the roof. It takes a village. It takes a village. We rise together, louder than fear. One voice from fire, crystal clear. From every banner, every street.
Welcome,
Unity
everyone, to
moves
a
on,
Village, where we
dancing
sit down with candidates from all over the country to discuss a wide range of issues brought by you, the viewer. I am your charming and furious host, Political Jess, and I'm not going anywhere. Speaking of our guest tonight, he comes to us from the great or not so great state lately of Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm and wonderful welcome to the amazing and wonderful 25th Congressional District candidate, William Marks. All right, you get applause and everything. So
Love the applause.
before we get started, I like to do a little icebreaker, if you will. And I know I always hated those things, but here we are. You've heard of the straw that breaks the camel's back, right? We're not being hit with straws. We are being hit with the whole damn camel. The whole camel, repeatedly, constantly in the face all the time. It's very uncomfortable. What was the camel that broke your back that inspired you to run? And if you could give us just a little synopsis on who you are and who you want to represent.
Sure. Well, thank you so much, Jess. Thank you. It Takes a Village and friends of the fighting 25th Congressional District here in Texas. I am fighting for you, I promise, and we will put on a good show tonight. A little bit about me, and then I will tell you you can call it a villain origin story or maybe a hero origin story, up to you. But I'm a 22-year Navy veteran. I'm a combat veteran, husband, father. I'm a MacArthur Foundation United Way Courage Project Award winner. Here in Texas, fighting for the people of Congressional District 25. That's a chunk of Arlington, Texas, runs through southeast Fort Worth, and then heads south and west through 13 total counties in Texas. Just today, I drove 2 hours one way to meet with some Democratic leaders and drove 2 hours back home to Arlington to the southern tip of the district. So it is a big district, but it is a fighting, tough district of great people all around. That's a little bit about myself. I do have a hero origin story. Earlier this year, I learned the Trump administration started banning books at the United States Naval Academy. Now, I'm a United States Naval Academy graduate. I know all about it. And I looked and I said, that's not what I fought for. These students, out of everyone, these students must learn about our history. The highs, the lows, the triumphs, the defeats, the struggles of our country. These aren't little kids. These are not elementary children you have to protect. These are grown adults, the next generation of leaders of our Navy and our Marine Corps. This was my school. And I said, that's not what I fought for, banning books at the Naval Academy. So I put together a coalition of 1,200 people across the country. We raised $70,000. I flew all the way to Annapolis, Maryland. And I said, you can ban the book from the library, but you can't stop me from buying copies of all those books. And I'm going to hand those out one by one to every single student I see. We were loud, we were vocal, we were boots on the ground in Annapolis, right next to the Naval Academy. handing out hundreds, if not thousands of books. After doing that with a volunteer team of a couple dozen, the last day we were there, we look at the news and what do we see? But the Trump administration caved in, they crumbled, they revoked the policy, they reversed this terrible policy. And right there, right then, I said, we've got something. Folks, if you make a promise and then you follow through on your promise, you've got something. If you make a pledge, if you take a stand, and then you back up your talk with actions, people will follow. And this coalition is alive and strong to this day. We still support local bookshops. We have so it's called Operation Caged Bird. If you Google that, Operation Caged Bird, after the Maya Angelou book, Operation Caged Bird, you can donate a book. You can find a local bookshop to get books out, banned books. We support folks on the East Coast. We support folks on the West Coast. They'll even ship you the book free of charge. This is not only did we defeat the Trump administration earlier this year, this project is funded for the next 3.5 years, all the way up to the next election. I was very fortunate. I received an award from the MacArthur Foundation and the United Way, amongst others. They gave me a $25,000 grant that I could pay forward. Unfortunately, I can't use that for my campaign. That's not allowed.
I was going to say, wouldn't that be nice?
So I forwarded that donation onto other nonprofits, and we're supporting nonprofits all across the country. That donation has nothing to do with my campaign. I cannot use that money, so that's already donated out. But that's the hero origin story. And I came back to Texas and I said, we've got something. When you take a stand, when you fight, when you're tough, it's not the rhetoric, it's the action. And I pledged to do that for the people of Texas.
That's incredible. I was actually going to ask you about Operation Caged Bird. It's question number 3 on my list. So I'm just going to cross that out real quick. Okay, tell me your villain story. What's your villain story? Because I'm in my villain era right now. I will admit that fully. Not in a very nice mood all the time, especially when dealing with a lot of people. What's your villain story?
I understand. I hear you. People are upset. People want the government to work for them, not against them. People want the government to work smarter, not harder. You work hard. You deserve the benefits of the American dream, and this administration is taking that away from all of us. Now I'm not a villain, the only villainous actions I do take, I block people on social media. So that's one thing. If you're not an elected official yet, you're just a candidate, you have the ability to block people. Oh, check out my Facebook. I've had a couple posts go viral in the hundreds of thousands. Wow, does that bring out the MAGA hatred?
Yeah, right?
Words I cannot even repeat. I would never show those to my children. Mm-hmm. They should be ashamed.
All I'm going to say...
I block those folks.
All I'm going to say is that you have a Sphinx cat, and you're bald, and no one has seen you and Dr. Evil in the same room together. So I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just saying it's possible, you know?
What did they say? $1 million.
Yes. I love it. Wow. Yeah. So if you were ever going to go into a true villain era, then you've already got a couple of the monikers ready at
got a head start. And then also I can say, can I get some sharks with freaking lasers on their foreheads?
I love it. That is so great. Just a reminder, everybody, if you have a question for our candidate, please request up. We'll get you up in the box and you can ask your questions. Don't be shy. He seems like a really nice guy. So, just saying. Okay, so what inspired your move to Texas and your
Yeah.
decision to run in Congress?
Yeah, so I have roots in Texas. Now, of course, I'm a 22-year Navy veteran. Over the course of those 22 years, I moved 18 times, back and forth, 3 deployments. I actually lived in Japan for 2 years, forward deployed to Japan. And so I retired from the Navy after 22 years. And very fortunately, my wife has many, many generations of roots in Texas. And she's actually a student at the University of Texas, Arlington. She's a nurse and has a master's degree. She's getting her nurse practitioner license. So she's the smart one of the family.
Amazing.
But yes, we came back home to Texas because she has many, many generations of family here. And again, she's a student at UT Arlington.
That's amazing. So a little bit about your campaign. Let's talk about jobs and economy real quick.
Yeah.
It's kind of a hot topic right now, being that the government is shut down. The Republicans have shut down the government. Our messaging is important around here. You've emphasized better jobs and corporate responsibility. So how would you encourage corporations to reinvest in their employees?
Yeah, I love this question. And I love how we communicate this as reinvest, because that's the truth.
Yeah.
We work hard. No one wants a free lunch. No one wants a free ride. All we ask is that these billion-dollar corporations pay what they owe, pay their fair share to the working class. That's all we're asking. They want the tax loopholes. They want the tax breaks. They are pouring money, millions of dollars, into Republican candidates to get these tax loopholes. What I'm saying is they should reinvest into their employees to make your job better. And I'm talking the Amazons of the world, the Walmarts of the world that employ millions upon millions of people. When I say reinvest, I mean train your employees, support them in their education if they want a college degree. Maybe they just need daycare. Maybe they just need a public transportation to work. How about raising their hours so they have good benefits and good health care? Because you know what these billion-dollar corporations do? They lower your hours just low enough so you don't get benefits.
Yep.
Talk about evil.
Yep.
So no one wants a free ride. We all work hard. We're just saying, hey, billion-dollar corporation, if you want these tax breaks, you better reinvest in your employees, give them the hours they need, give them the benefits, the health care that they need to make this a livable wage. So that's what I mean by reinvest in their employees to make these jobs better living wage jobs.
And what's your stance on raising the minimum wage, and how would you address concerns from small business owners?
Yeah, so the first thing is we have to protect small businesses. Now, I mean true small businesses. Let's say, for example, 100 employees or less. We're talking landscaping businesses, beauty salons, your local deli, your local restaurants. Those are true small businesses. We must protect them while at the same time making these million-dollar, thousands of employee businesses. We need to cut off those tax breaks, cut out those tax loopholes. So for all those small businesses, I'm going to protect them by having these funds come from the billion-dollar companies. So yes, we have to protect those true small businesses. They need to stay in business. The owners need to make a profit, and they need to hire good workers. I'm talking about Amazon, FedEx, Walmart, these companies that have employees on food stamps, and all they have to do is give them more hours. All they have to do is help with their health care. Those are the folks where I'm going after their tax breaks and tax loopholes.
I love that. I think that going after because they really should pay their fair share. Like the roads, they still use the roads, they still use emergency services. Like they should pay into those things. And we
Yeah,
would be
and look around at the financial disclosures of these companies. Very often, Amazon for years paid no taxes. Google, Facebook, Walmart, FedEx, they're all 15, 18%, 20%, while millions of Americans are paying 25%, 30%. Warren Buffett said it himself. Warren Buffett, he said, "Why is my secretary paying more taxes than I am?" It does not make sense until you realize it is corrupt Republican politicians getting funded by these billion-dollar corporations. That's what I'm going to put an end to.
I love that. So a question that I ask a lot of Texans when they come into my live, because our political climate out here is different, for lack of a better term. You have a whole lot of people who view DEI as a threat out here. So how do you get your message across to those people without wavering on your own convictions? Or do you even care?
No, I do care. I care about every single person. What I would say is, let's not get conned into a culture war, neighbor against neighbor, when the true villain of this story is the billionaire. I love my neighbor. Doesn't matter what color, doesn't matter what race. And I will bet you my last dollar that when we go into our neighborhoods, most of us actually kind of like each other for the most part. We understand we're a community. So let's not get conned into this neighbor fighting neighbor culture war when the real problem are the billionaires making everyone's life worse. They are not paying good wages. They are stripping away our health care. They are making rural hospitals get unfunded. So it's not a culture war. I am not here to fight neighbor against neighbor. I'm here to fight for the people against the 10 or 20 richest billion-dollar corporations, which, by the way, pick the 10 or 20 richest billionaires. They own more wealth than 160 million people. Think about that. 10 or so billionaires own more wealth than half the country. And I'm not asking them to give away, I'm not stealing their money from them. I'm not taking away their billions. No, they've earned that. We're just asking them to pay their fair share to those of us who work hard.
I think that prosperity, everyone deserves prosperity. And if you don't have enough money, I mean, if you have so much money that you couldn't spend it all in your entire life, and your children couldn't spend it all in their entire lives, and their grandchildren couldn't spend it all in their entire lives, that's too much money. You know, when you have little kids who are starving, that's too much money. So I think there is such a thing as too much money, and I think that prosperity, everyone deserves prosperity in this country. We have the tools, we're just not using them effectively. So
I agree.
okay.
There's a meme going around I love, and it said, if a scientist gave a banana, or excuse me, if researchers gave a monkey 1,000 bananas, and that monkey hoarded all those bananas while the other monkeys starved, the researcher would study that as a psychosis. Something's wrong there.
Yeah.
And if a monkey does it, we research that as something's wrong. But if we do that in America, we put you on the cover of Forbes.
Yeah, right? Yeah, they don't need the money. They want the power. You're absolutely on target there, Lavender. So let me ask you this, kind of in the same vein with the last question I asked you. There's a lot of women in Texas. There's a lot of members of the LGBTQ community. There are a lot of immigrants in Texas, a lot of children of immigrants in Texas. There's a lot of people, Texans, who are very, very scared right now.
Yeah.
What do you tell those people to give them hope?
Yeah, here's the cruelty, right? Republicans say they're the party of hands off. Well, get your hands off then. Get your hands off my wife's health care. Get your hands off relationships and our families and what kids do at their homes. They're the party of don't tread on me. Okay, well, don't tread on us.
They be doing a lot of treading. I'm just saying.
Yeah, right.
They treading.
I will tell you. Here's how I give folks hope. I was talking with a good friend of mine, and he said, look at this in a historical perspective. The first 100 years of the country, from our founding up until the Civil War, it took 100 years to defeat slavery. 100 years. Then go from the Civil War, 100 years later, it took 100 years to let black kids use the same water fountain as white kids. And this isn't ancient history. These are my parents. My parents were in school when white kids couldn't use the same water fountain.
Yeah.
We are closing in on it. And as Martin Luther King Jr. said, the arc of the moral universe bends toward justice. You have got to fight. And I know it's dark times. I understand that. And here's what I would say to everyone. Look at the No Kings rallies. Amazing energy, 6, 7, 8 million people throughout the country. But we cannot let that momentum fade. We cannot just protest every couple months. You have to do something every single day. Now listen, it's not hard. Go on Facebook, share social media, share a TikTok. It's free. It takes you 5 seconds. You're helping that candidate fight for you. And it's free. Just share Facebook. Now, here's the second thing. If you donate, you don't have to donate $100. No, donate $1. A donation of here's why. I wish people really understood this. A donation of $1 is so important because it sends a message that I believe in this candidate. I believe in William Marks, and I may not have $100, but I know everyone has $1. And those big donors, they want to see the numbers. They want to see that 1,000 people believe in me so much that they have given me $1. That's important, folks. So I get people all the time. They're like, well, I wish I could have donated $100. I wish I had so much money. That's okay. $1 counts. $1 is important. And then remember, share. Share the Facebooks, share the TikToks.
Definitely. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about, when we'll get into more about that in a little bit, but let's talk about ethics and government reform, as I know that that's something that's really important to you. You've called for the banning of stock trading by members of Congress. So how would you enforce this and ensure accountability when you get on you get on the Hill? We're manifesting. We manifest around here.
Right. Absolutely. I 100% agree. There is absolutely no reason any member of Congress, Senate, House needs to trade individual stocks. There is too much corruption. There is too much chance of influence from an outside company, these billion-dollar companies, influencing a vote so that person can get rich on a stock trade. We're not, and again, I'm never saying to anyone that we're taking away their money. No, we don't want them to be poor running for Congress. Mm-hmm. We just ask that you take the money you have, you put it in an index fund, right? You leave it there. I guarantee you'll still be making interest. But we do not believe you should trade individual stocks. It's not appropriate, and it leads to corruption and undue influence. On day one, that's what I'll recommend we put a stop to, including, of course, including myself.
Amazing. What does your proposed ethics pledge for Congress include, and how would it change the current culture in Washington?
Yeah, so first is there isn't one. Really.
No, I know.
I would love to codify this. And these are the basics that every American lives by already. So the question is, why is there this double standard? If I have to live by these, you have to live by these rules. Why shouldn't everyone? So if Congress can't pass a budget and they shut down the government, guess what? You're not eligible for re-election. And again, that came from Warren Buffett. I'm not going to say take away their pay, because guess why? Well, millionaires don't need the pay.
Yeah.
So that would just lead for millionaires being in Congress more, and working class folks like me, veterans, teachers, nurses, well, we can't, because then we wouldn't get paid, right?
Right.
So I would say, if you don't pass a balanced budget, you're not eligible for re-election. Guess how fast they would open the government back up, right? Lightning fast,
Yeah.
right? So basic ethics. Of course, the stock trading, you've got to put your money in an index fund and pledge not to trade those stocks. Ethics pledges in terms of where you're getting your money from. I get my money from small donors. My opponent, Roger Williams, has almost zero small donors. He has all $1,000 donors. That's not right.
And he's
It's
been running
not
unopposed, right? Like for his past couple elections have been unopposed, right?
He has run unopposed. He has not had an opponent in 2 cycles. If I did not run against him, this would be 3 cycles in a row. And I said I will not stand for that. Yeah.
Love that. Love that. So you've expressed support for overturning Citizens United, which perfect timing, by the way. What would campaign finance reform look like under your leadership?
Yeah, so you can do it a couple ways. The good thing is there's a blueprint from this for a Republican that we actually respected back when you could respect Republicans, John McCain. And it essentially goes and it says money is limited to certain amounts, and most importantly, you have to disclose where it came from, and it can't be unlimited millions that spends on your behalf while you're pretending not to know about it, but everyone knows where it's come from, right? Think Elon Musk spending almost $300 million to get Trump elected, completely circumventing campaign finance rules that would have prevented this. So limiting the money, disclosing where it comes from, unconnecting the dark money, that's a big part of it. Love that. Look at this. Who is it?
This is Simon, and he's a pit bull poodle. Don't ask me how that works. I don't know how that worked. He's adorable, though, and after 20,000 likes, we give him a treat. So there's your treat, buddy. Good job. Okay, now you can go back down.
Just for that. So I'm going to open the door. I'm not sure where my cat is, but maybe, just maybe, he'll come in. So I'm just going to
love it. I want to see him. I'm a pet person. I love the pets. We have 3 cats and a dog, and I'm trying desperately to convince my husband to let us have another dog. It's not going so well, but I will keep trying. I am nothing if I'm not persistent. And who can say no to this face? I mean, really. So,
Yeah, congratulations on 20,000. 21,000.
We got another 19,000 to go, and we will give him another one. So keep on tapping the live out, guys. It helps us get on the FYP too, and it'll help get more eyeballs on this amazing candidate. So definitely needed and wanted in the world. So, okay, awesome. Let's address some affordable living questions here. You have proposed reducing daycare costs by 50%. What mechanisms or incentives would make this feasible?
Yeah, I love this program. I should mention to everyone, after I retired from the military, I actually worked for a company called Meta. You may know that better as Facebook.
What?
And here's this. How's this for the coolest job? I gave away their money. I managed their grant program in the Western U.S., donating $10 million over the course of 5.5 years to schools, teachers, nonprofits, small businesses, chambers of commerce. So I've been out in the community continuously for 6 years, listening to the principals, to the teachers, to the students on what is important to them, listening to small businesses on what they need, and of course, nonprofits. So that was my job after the military. I have spoken with thousands upon thousands of people in the community to understand what their needs are. So I heard this story. Daycare costs crazy high. It should not cost $1,200, $1,500 for daycare, right?
For one kid. That's one kid, by the way.
What we do is we create a training program. So let's say, oh, you're a mom, you're a stay-at-home mom, or you have a little kid. We create a training program where it allows you to turn your house into a small daycare. So let's say, you have your child, and maybe you can host 3 or 4 more kids. Now, you have to have the appropriate training, safety training, hygienic training, all right, emergency training, but that's not hard. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the beauty of this. It creates more daycare spots. The more daycare spots you have, the lower the cost of daycare becomes. And guess what else? At the same time, it gives someone an income. This is an amazing policy I helped support during my time at Meta. It is not hard to implement. You just have to create that training program, fund the program up front. But believe me, these folks are so grateful because they might have a kid between, 2 and 5 or 6. And they say, yeah, I would love to stay home with my child. And I can take on 3, 4, 5 more. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing because it's going to open up thousands upon thousands of more daycare spots that will lower the price and give that person an income. Win-win for everyone.
Yeah, I think that's great. It really shouldn't cost that much for daycare, but I understand, people need to make a living and the money's got to come from somewhere. So we got bills. Oh, hang on. We have detected inactivity. Hang on. Drag the puzzle piece into the base, but it doesn't give me the puzzle piece. It's just loading and loading and loading. So, here we go. Okay.
My screen, I lost it.
There we go. We should be good now. TikTok, we love the TikTok shop. They're amazing. Okay, so talk to me about your service. I want to know, because you're a veteran, when you go into the service and you are a former service member, that feeling and responsibility of duty doesn't leave you. So what does it mean to you to be a service-minded individual? And what can you tell other people to encourage them to also be of service?
Thank you for this. It truly was a privilege. And it truly was a life-defining moment to say, I want to do something bigger than myself. And I remember I was 17 years old. I was selected to go to the U.S. Naval Academy. I shipped off 2 weeks after my 18th birthday. The U.S. Naval Academy, I'm very proud of that. You get an amazing education and you learn how to lead sailors and Marines. And from there, I graduated. I was 21, 22 years old, and then commenced my 22-year Navy career. I was on a cruiser, a destroyer, an aircraft carrier, an amphibious command ship, 2 Persian Gulf deployments, and then a deployment forward deployed to Japan. Did a little bit of everything, lots of time on the bridge, navigating these big ships around, lots of time in the Pentagon. I'll just highlight just a couple things to highlight. And I say this because there's a lot to protest right now, and I understand that. But I am not only running as a protest vote. I am running on my own career record, my own record of service. And I think that's very important for people to know. We Democrats cannot just run as protest votes. We have to run as a good candidate. So during my last assignments, I briefed the Vice President of the United States on North Korean intelligence issues. I briefed the United Nations Security Council ambassadors on Iranian intelligence issues. I ran that program for the Defense Intelligence Agency for a long time. I rolled out a $160 billion budget for the Navy and Marine Corps, where I had to know every ship, every aircraft, down to every MRE. And those things, that's my name and reputation on the line. I can't just vote for a random bill like the MAGA Republicans did. No, I actually had to know what was in these things. And so I did have some senior assignments that led me to be comfortable in the public sphere, in serving my country, and in being a leader within the community. So I am running on my own career record. I'm very proud of that. I'm proud of every ship I've been on. I'm proud of every time I was on the bridge navigating these ships. I did see combat operations in Operation Desert Fox aboard the guided missile cruiser USS Gettysburg. At the time, off the coast of Iraq, we launched the largest salvo of Tomahawk missiles in the history of the U.S. Navy. So I did see combat operations back then. And then again, lots after that. Once you get promoted, you end up sitting in a chair in the Pentagon more often.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of how it works. But I'm so proud of that. And what I would say to everyone, first for the young kids in high school, if you're curious, go for it. I do not regret even 1 minute of my military service. And the great thing is you can just do a couple years, right? Do 3 years, 4 years. And if it's not for you, you get out, you have a great resume, you've got a ton of money for college. Your college is, for the most part, paid for. And you have all this real world experience, and you're still, 21, 22 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You have your whole life in front of you. So you do not have to do 22 years. All the kids in high school, if you're curious, I'm a fan. And I know even if it's not a lifelong thing, you get out and you have all these amazing benefits. And I do think you'll look back and say, yeah, that was very much worth it in my life. And you always have those memories.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a really great opportunity to go and see the world too. Not a lot of people get to leave the US and go explore what other countries have to offer. And when you're in the military, you definitely can do that. I would be very, very afraid if my 17-year-old son were to come to me right now in this moment, say, Mom, I want to join the military. We could probably have a heart attack. But, with competent leadership, I would say it's a very, very good option. So, okay, so let's touch a little bit on fundraising. Because, as one of the things that we like to do on our show here is we like to not only showcase you as a grassroots candidate and show everybody that you're just like us, right? Like you're a neighbor. You're just like us. You are, and you are inspired to run. I know that a lot of people are looking at it like it's Mount Kilimanjaro, right? Especially when it comes to fundraising. Big money has absolutely decimated our government, making it nearly impossible for regular people like you and me to run for political office. So, one of the things that we'd like to do around here is we like to inspire people. So, how are you getting around that? And what other inspiration can you provide for people who are looking at it like it's Kilimanjaro of political fundraising and are just paralyzed?
Yeah. Are you asking about other candidates running or people who may be on the fence for donating?
Both. Mostly
Right.
for other people who are interested in running for a public office.
Yeah. I will tell you, it is super hard. It is a grind. And I think the way most people start is in their mind, they say to themselves, if I were to debate my opponent, could I win that debate? Or if I were in a room full of 20 people, could I win those 20 people over? And for a lot of us, the answer is yes. I think I can do that. Here is the reality. It is a grind to build the infrastructure and the scale, because it's not winning over 20 people. It's winning over 800,000 people to get 250,000 votes.
Yeah.
So it's not only these one-on-one conversations, it's building a team of volunteers. It is driving 2 hours to have lunch with some helpful people and driving 2 hours back. It is the thing that's a grind. And what I would tell other candidates, if they're thinking about it, start early and methodically, deliberately plan as far out as you can. I'm talking 2 years out, 3 years out. So I'm 1 year out. I'm a year out from the midterm elections. You cannot start now. I mean, if you're a millionaire, you can start now, but at grassroots level, it would be super hard to start now. What you want to do is plan out 2 years, 3 years. Build your network, your LinkedIn, volunteer in the community, go to the libraries and the food banks and the school board meetings that no one's going to, and the city council meeting when they're talking about should a stop sign be over here or over here. That's how you start this as a grassroots candidate. Mm-hmm. And after you do that for maybe a year, you'll look and you say, oh my God, wow, I know 5,000 people in my community. This is amazing. Then you launch your run. And at that point, you already have this grassroots following that you can springboard from. So what I would encourage everyone to do is start that way. The school board, run for your school board, run for the city council. And if you do want to run for Congress, plan that for 2, 3, 4 years down the road. I think you can do it. I will tell you this also, I'm not going to win this by advertising. I'm not going to win this by spamming anyone. I'm not going to win this by cold calling you. I'm not going to win this by sending random text messages. I am going to win this by meeting people where they are, shaking their hand, listening to them in their communities. So every single day, 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:30, I'm out the door. And sometimes I have 3, 4 events in a day. No King's Day. I went to 3 different rallies.
You did. I was watching you. You went all over the place. I'm like, you're in Burleson, you're in Fort Worth. Like, you went everywhere. Yeah. It was incredible.
Yeah. And that's what this is. That's truly what this is. If you want to be a grassroots candidate, that is the game, starting early, building the team, and building the infrastructure in the ground game. The alternative is for any millionaires, right? If you're a multimillionaire out there listening, well, 1, send me a donation. But 2,
would love some money. Yeah.
Yeah. If you are this multimillionaire and you want to run, you can run easily. Mm-hmm. You just put your name on the ballot and you loan yourself $1 million. and you're in the race.
And then you're in.
Yeah, but
Empathy.
for those of us military veterans, school teachers, that's who should be running. The school teachers, the nurses, the doctors, the veterans, EMTs, construction workers, right? These are the people we want running, but these are the people the system is preventing from run. And that's why it's broken.
Yep. I think we need people that care about people. Right now, we have a severe lack of people that care about people in our government buildings. And that's not just in Congress, that's in every government building, from Congress all the way down to school board. We just need more people who care about people. And empathy is not a weakness. So, okay, so before we jump into our activist alley, I've got one more question to ask you. And before I do, though, I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat for keeping the conversation going, tapping up the live, and sharing it out to as many people as possible. It's a really important conversation, and it's really important to get as many eyeballs on Mr. Marks as we possibly can. So, can you tell me what has been your favorite moment, aside from this one, of course, on the campaign trail?
Oh, wow.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
What's
Two
been your favorite
things.
moment?
One, the comments I get, the emails, the social media. Yes, there are some crazies, but folks say, you're giving me hope. And if I run this campaign, and I don't know if I'm going to win or not, I think I have a damn good shot.
Manifest.
But even if I don't,
Mr.
even if I
Marks.
don't, I'm giving people hope. And that's a big part of it.
You're going to win,
though. I actually think it's real close to a 50-50 rate. I'll give you a bunch of reasons why I have data to support that. But I mentioned I'm not running as a protest vote because, you know something, anyone can be a protest vote.
Yeah.
I'm running to give people someone to believe in, where they can look at me and say, he's going to fight for me. He's going to do it with integrity. He's not going to back down. This is a person I can trust and a person I can believe in. And that's why at the end of the day, that's why I'm running. Not the protest vote, but as someone you could truly believe in. Second thing, quick story. I was way out in Eastland County, and older woman came up to me and said, yeah, I wanted to vote for Kamala Harris. And she walked around her street and she was knocking on doors and said to a friend, hey, will you go vote with me? Let's go vote. And the person she knew was a Democrat. And the person looked at her and said, why? Why should I vote? My vote doesn't matter. I don't have a voice. Of course, the incumbent is Roger Williams. Why are you going to vote if you know no one's out there fighting for you? And I took that to heart. I really did. And I said to that woman, you'll never have to worry about that with me. Never once will you have to worry that I will back down. I will never be intimidated. No one is going to outfight me. And I made that promise to that woman. And that's where I'm sticking to.
It's incredibly important, I think. And it goes back to having people that care about other people. You know, especially in Texas, we have been told our politics has been run by the same people for 35 years, and it's not serving us. And so many Democrats are just beaten down, for lack of a better word. But I think that the climate here is changing, and I think that momentum is growing, and they understand that we've been told that our vote doesn't matter for 35 years on purpose. And I think that the temperature on that is changing. We'll see, hopefully at least at this election, we'll see a lot more participation, which, by the way, just a reminder, early voting for Texas starts today. So starting tomorrow, because the polls are probably going to be closing here pretty soon to get your vote in. You can go tomorrow and get your vote in. If you live in Texas, you should do that. So just a reminder for y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and switch gears here, William, if you would mind hanging tight with us, because we are going to switch into our Activist Alley section of the show. And it's a part of the show where we bring up an incredible activist or content creator or somebody who's a mover and shaker who is making waves in their community. And tonight we have an incredible treat. We have such a great guest coming on. And Savannah, I'm going to give you the floor so you can tell us in your own words what you do, how it started, and why it is important. Oh, wait, hang on. Before we do that, you have to be welcomed with class. Now the floor is yours, my dear.
Well, let's see. I say that we started under a bridge, but really it was before that. So whenever I had my little studio salon, I was given I had linked up with a she ran like a halfway house type of thing, and I had linked up with her, and so they would come in and get their hair done, and then I met my we're good friends now, my friend Shayna, and it was like this was like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and so there was a lot of stuff going on, and I mean it's just, you know, you just kind of get that feeling, you're like, I don't know what's going on, this stuff is crazy, and so you just have to like focus on what you can do. And so we just started setting up under a bridge, and we would have food, I'd be doing haircuts, and gosh, it's just grown so much. How long do I have to ramble?
Well, tell us, give us a little bit more about what it is exactly that you provide for the services that you provide, and aside from, you know, how it got started, I want to know how you're funded. Like, how can people help you?
That would be great. So I just recently started getting donations. Before that, it was all self-funded, and
that's incredible.
So, yeah.
So what you do, just to be clear, just so that everybody knows, is you donate your time to cook meals and give free haircuts to our friends who live under the stars. And it is an incredibly selfless and incredibly amazing thing that you do. How do you, I mean, aside from just doing what you're doing, what is your goal for inspiring other people? How do you share your story to others to get them involved?
I know. I try to just like make little videos. I'm not really sure. I'm still kind of figuring that part out. You know, I'm a hairdresser, so I'm used to just doing like hair videos. You know, so it's like, here's a picture of the pretty meal. You know, I don't really know like how to translate that into actual activism yet, but that is kind of the goal. Is okay, so like we started. So Shane is a therapist, and she just recently was able to figure out how to like inquire the trauma relief into what we're doing. So before that, it was just us setting up under a bridge, and I was cutting hair, and the meals actually didn't come. Well, we would just buy like tacos or something like that, or we had one person donate tacos one time, but the person cooking the meals didn't come in until I was pregnant, and I wasn't able to do the hair. And I mean, on every single corner, there was like no. Look, if you wanted to find someone else, there's no problem. You know, why I just grabbed my front door everywhere, and so I was like, well, gosh, I can just cook. You know, eat meat, and so we needed a lot of beans and rice. So I was like,
Savannah,
a little bit of extra of what I'm doing, and yes.
I don't know if you can hear me. I think you may have connected to your internet again.
Yes.
Can you disconnect from your internet? We're breaking up a little bit, and I didn't want to lose your message. Is so important that I didn't want to lose you. Hi, Victoria. Welcome on to the panel.
Hi. I just figured I would share my platform and sit up here quietly and share it with people who deserve time and space. So I'm just here.
You're just here to help us
Am I still
out. I
breaking up?
really appreciate it.
I'm, I'm all about this and I love what you're doing. So let
Yeah,
me know.
it's really important. Savannah's message and her mission is so incredibly important. So, yes, that's much better. We can see you now. Hello.
Okay.
So weird she gets better reception when she disconnects from her internet. Broadband. We need nationwide broadband. Can we just like wrap that in there?
I know.
So as you were saying, I'm so sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's okay. And so the meals came in to play whenever I wasn't able to cut hair because I was pregnant. And so where things really where major community kind of got involved is so I'm cooking these meals. It's like rice and beans, with like some slaw and stuff on the side. But I was like, man, the containers are costing me more than the food that's going in them, even if it's just like spaghetti. And so I went on my neighborhood Facebook group and was like, hi, do you think, this is what I've been doing. Do you think you guys could, wash your, whenever you eat out, if you could just wash those containers and then, here's my address, if you could just bring them to me. And the outpour was just crazy. And now I have this, I call my little army, not my army, we're an army. And we're doing all kinds of stuff. Like I said, just where we're at right now, we're able to do quite a bit. And then I just recently linked up with this church. And so they're going to let us start using their kitchen. And
amazing.
What else? Yep.
And you're in the Austin area,
okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're in Austin.
That's incredible. That is so great. So, yeah. So cool. Do you have a schedule of when you go out to do it, or is it like an everyday thing?
I know. So that's so the old answer was no, absolutely. And as of 3 days ago, we have a semi-schedule, but we're waiting right now to get it approved through the church to see if, because like I said, I just linked up with, I guess I could call them coordinators with the church, and because I'm not affiliated with them. I just asked them if I could use their parking lot.
Yeah.
And so then I linked up with them, and so we're hoping to do another one in 2 weeks, whatever that is, in November. And then we want to just start making it every first Saturday of the month.
Do you guys also have a clothes bank too? Katzmandu is asking in the chat.
So one of my good friends, Marcela Lopez, she has a nonprofit Thriftish, and I volunteer with her, and so she comes and sets up, and we're thinking maybe, to kind of, so we're kind of at a point right now where it's kind of bottleneck, and because there's so many needs, right? And I mean, there's so. Just today, I have a caterer that reached out to me and was like, hey, I have all this food that's left over from this weekend. Can you take it? I have another lady out in the lake that took all these donations. And she's like, I need kind of drivers to go out there, and then they can take them to Thriftish, and then she can be a distributor. So sorry, that was kind of long. So I guess the short answer is I'm not personally doing it, but that's definitely none of this is about me or what I'm doing. It's about, networking and, figuring out who needs to be linked up. Like I said, community.
So what is the best way for, it absolutely is. What is the best way for people to get in touch with you if they want to help, if they want to volunteer? How can people get a hold of you?
Yeah. Do you want me to give my cell phone number?
I mean, I probably wouldn't put that on the internet, but if you have an email or website or a Facebook page, I mean, you guys need to definitely be hitting that plus sign to follow this amazing woman. She is incredible. So please follow her for no other reason than to, give her content more eyeballs. But yeah, I definitely think that possibly a website where people can donate or to, volunteer services for you would be definitely needed. Because I think a lot of people, once they get your message out, are going to be like, that's freaking awesome, and I want to help with that. So, yeah.
I love that. We're definitely, I didn't, none of this, had any kind of a goal. It was just kind of like, okay, well, what can we do? This is what we're going to do. And then we just kind of been doing it. And it's just slowly grown. But yeah, I love that, having a website to figure out these donations,
Yeah.
both physical too, if people want to donate, clothes or whatever else.
Yeah, for sure. And time and all those things. So hey, interwebs, calling Beyonce's internet. If we could get somebody to help these amazing nonprofit people build a website, that would be so incredibly awesome. Savannah, Heart and Soul A Texas, ATX, Heart and Soul ATX. Yes. So amazing, so incredible to have you. William, Victoria, do you guys have any questions for this incredible, amazing, gobsmacking individual?
It's so sweet.
I was wondering if you saw a lot of veterans.
I feel like it's just everybody. And right now it's, I volunteer at the food bank and stuff like that. And I mean, it's just everybody. It's veterans. It's, people are struggling. It's rough.
Yeah. And for everyone, if you don't know, ATX is Austin, Texas. Heart and Soul.
Yay. That makes sense. That's the airport out there. I'm a transplant. Don't hate me. Learning something new every day. So amazing. ATX. Awesome. Victoria, how about you?
I mean, I love Texas. I used to live in Dallas and San Antonio. I just love that you're doing this because I don't know if you know this. One of my good friends who was an activist, and I met her through politics. Afton Bain started out as an activist and ended up running for office and is running in the 7th Congressional District here in Tennessee. And people don't realize the path to from activism to like politics is like it's a very interesting path to walk because we fight for people. And I just love that you're doing this. Like it means the world. Like we need activists, we need politicians, we need working class people representing. So take all your flowers because what you're doing is amazing.
I appreciate that. Like I said, I really don't see any, like, to me, none of this is about me, but, it's all about community. And I really wish, William had said, get out in the community. And, I swear it's, once you get out here and you're just like, hey, what do you need? You're just taking care of one another and you realize none of this other stuff matters, that they try to get us to fight against each other. None of it matters. All that matters is just taking care of each other. And it's not, I would even say we could remove the money altogether. I mean, I see it every day. These food banks get tons of, they get all these things of avocado. They're trying to sell us the avocado for $6. I'm like, why don't y'all just make the avocado 20 cents and let everyone buy their own avocado?
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy what this whole system is weird. I don't know, but we'll figure it out.
We think about like the nonprofit system and it's making up for the lack of community in our taxes. Like that's a big part of it. Our taxes don't go to help benefit our communities. So consequently, activists and nonprofits have to fill that gap in. So quite often when we see these people going out and they're starting GoFundMe's and all this stuff, and I know MAGA hates it, I'm like, that's socialism. That's socialism. That is your money working for you. And, it shouldn't be like that. We love that you all are doing it, but you should be able to focus on the things you need to do and not have to worry so much that the community's going to suffer that much more. Like, I'm so glad that William's running in Texas, and I do have beef with you, William. You have to say that you're going to win. You're not allowed to say that you're not going to win. You're speaking into existence. As someone who has lost an election, we are speaking into existence. We're doing the thing. But it's important. It's so incredibly important. And the community aspect of this is, it's going to be vital. And we're bringing change all together. And it looks a little different for each of us, but we're all doing it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I will say that we need more people who care about people, not only to run for office, but to care about other people. I think that as a society, we have been trained to live in our silos and to only be focused on your immediate family, the things that immediately impact you, and to not really give, you know, a crap what happens to everybody outside of that. And I think that we've lost that sense of community that we once had. So if we're talking about making America great again, that would be the part that we need to bring back. So I just, from the bottom of my heart, your heart is as big as Texas, seriously. You have such an amazing heart and such an amazing gift. And I know that you think it's not about you, but I'm telling you, we need it. We need you to understand that it is absolutely about you, because without you, it wouldn't happen, right? And we need more people who are willing to sacrifice as much as you have to make it possible. You bring joy to so many people. If it's something as simple as a haircut, like it means so much, Savannah. And I hope that you hear me when I tell you that you're amazing. So please understand.
I appreciate you. My kindness comes from anger, though. We need to get it together.
Fair.
But I do appreciate you. That's very sweet. And you're so right that this whole it's just part of the brainwashing to get us to do what they want, is to just worry about yourself. No one else matters. Just worry about your family. I'm like, well, my kid has to play with these people. I want them to be decent. I want them to be taken care of too. Or even if it doesn't have to, I want everyone to be taken care of. Like, it doesn't make me feel good knowing that I'm my belly is full, and there's other people that aren't. I just don't even know how these billionaires sleep at night.
Yeah. We're working on it, though. We're working on it.
In really expensive beds that make me go bleh.
Yeah, that's about right, Victoria. For sure. Well, thank you so much for coming, Savannah. You are incredible. And like I said, if anybody needs to get a hold of you, it's Savannah Heart and Soul ATX. Follow her, guys. Hit the little follow button, the little plus sign on there. Reach out to her if you want to help. If you are a web designer or can offer a domain, reach out to her as well. That would be super fantastic, so we can make the biggest impact in her community as possible. So thank you, my friend. Thank you for coming on the show. Of course. So Victoria, thank you so much for coming up. And William and Victoria, I'm glad that you guys are in the same room, so to speak. You guys may be working together. So let's get some universal healthcare legislation working.
Yes.
On you guys.
Yes.
Okay. That would be amazing and fantastic. I did have somebody who wanted to join the panel, but I've only got 4 boxes, so let me fix that real quick. I'm happy to talk off. Are you sure?
Yeah,
I can
absolutely.
change the layout.
No, it's okay. I've got my kids need to be fed.
Mine do too. I completely understand. All right. Well, we added more boxes, anyways. Savannah, you're a superhero. I hope you understand what an incredible superhero you are. So we need more people. We need more people like that.
Like sunshine.
I'm a Libra. What can I? Well, I'm a Virgo Libra, so to speak.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the Libra.
Yeah. Well, so the whole point of this show is to offer something different. Hey, Dex, to offer something different on the TikTokies, right? Like, it's so full of animosity, people shouting at each other, like people who don't agree, or saying awful things on the internet, like on Beyonce's internet, of all places. And we want it to be somewhere positive that people can come in, not be bogged down by all of the stress. And that's what we're trying to give hope. There's doom scrolling on the internet, and I don't like to doom scroll, so this is why we're here. So
that's for late nights.
For that. That's for late nights. Yes, at 2:30 in the morning when you can't sleep. I got to clean the gutters and yes, definitely. So, okay, let's go ahead and switch gears here. Thank you again so much, Savannah. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, William Marks. You have been an incredible candidate. And we're switching some stuff up here real quick here. Expand this guy right here. Activist Alley brought to you by Not Your Merch, bold political merchandise. Well, this is not a commercial. They don't pay us. They're just incredible. If you guys don't know who Not Your Merch is, you should go buy some of their stuff because they have t-shirts that say things like Chingatumaga. If you know what Chingatumaga means, it's perfect. Yes. They make amazing things, and if you want to wear your voice, this is where you go to do that. Hey, Kayla, can we switch the slide to our friends' donation information? Do. Yes, there we go. Nope, that's the wrong one. Heart and Soul Venmo. Hey, look at that. That would have probably been good for me to put up a little earlier. Sorry about that, Savannah. If you guys want to donate to Heart and Soul, there it is right there. That helps Savannah a lot. It helps her buy things like, you know, hair products and scissors and things to cook with and, you know, chafing dishes and all the things, right? So, you know, there we go.
Thank you so much.
Amazing. So I would like to...
You just received a message from your smart and beautiful wife.
Could you hear that?
I did. Is that your is that your smart and beautiful wife? See,
when my wife texts me, the phone says that.
I love that. So not only...
I don't know how to turn it off. I turned off all the alerts. So I don't know where that came from.
I love it. I'm here for it. It shows what an incredible husband you are. So, yes, I'm all here for that. So we are getting really close to closing time here, folks. But before we go, if you could tell us, Mr. William Marks, how people can get involved and how they can support you in your run, please note that your donation information is right there on the left side of the screen, folks. So,
yes. Thank you so much. This means the world to me. The main website where you can find everything is williammarks.com, williammarks.com. From there, you can find all the social medias, donate. I'm on every single social media, all the major ones. I post every single day, and I promise it's not spam. I truly want you to see what I'm doing, where I'm going, and who I'm talking to. So you might see me in one city one day, and the next day I'm walking down the street knocking on doors. So I do post content every single day, and I think it's kind of entertaining. I'll give you that. So williammarks.com, and just for the It Takes a Village family, right? Political Jess, we have here hot off the presses. I don't know. Let's see. Can you see the? It's a baseball card.
You put it in front of your shirt, then you should be able to.
Okay.
They should. Yep.
So this is a baseball card. And on the back, it has all my military assignments. It's got the awards. It's got the positions I played in sports.
Incredible.
So hot off the presses, anyone who donates tonight, even $1, if I see a donation come, oh, it's $1. Hey, you get a baseball card. So I will mail you a baseball card and a thank you note. This is limited edition. Once these are gone, I will never duplicate this design ever again. So this is the official William Marks campaign baseball card, because here's what I figure. Like, everyone asks for donations, but I said to myself, well, what if I give something for a donation? Because I want you to have something. And I thought that's just kind of the right thing to do. So anyone who donates tonight, these are limited edition baseball cards, $1, $5, $10. I will send you one of these in the mail. And again, once these are gone, I'm never going to replicate this design again. So just for y'all and just for today, we have these cool baseball cards. And again, it's got all my statistics on there. And there's my smiling face. So I do appreciate every donation. I want to emphasize to folks again, it's not so much the amount, it's that you donated, even $1. Because the bigger groups like Vote Vets and these leadership funds that are out there, the bigger ones, they want to see that people believe in me enough to donate even $1. Because what that means is that you saw me, you heard me, you see what I stand for, and you believe in me enough to donate $1. Even if you don't have a lot of money, $1, $5, it's that act that says, hey, I believe in William Marks. When the big donors see that, and the leadership funds that are out there and the Vote Vets of the world, they see that and they say, okay, we've got a really good candidate here. Let's support him. So if you're out there thinking, oh, well, I don't have $100, I don't have $50, that's okay. $1 counts, $5 counts. It all counts because it shows that you believe in me. And that is what means the world to me, that you've seen me and you've heard me and that you believe in me. So thanks. Thank you all out there.
Amazing. Kim, did you have a question real quick before we, and I got one more question that I'm going to squeeze in here before we close out tonight.
Yeah, like it has brought tears to my eyes to have a grown-up running for a position. Like we need a grown-up in politics now because I'm tired of the toddlers in the White House. So you've been inspirational and amazing, and I'm sad that we didn't get to see the cat, but maybe you can put a campaign poster out with you and the cat.
Oh, yes. What I'll do for anyone, if you follow me on Facebook or TikTok, tonight, right after this, I will put up a picture of the cat, best cat in the world. He looks a little scary sometimes. I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes looks a little scary, but I promise, best people cat in the world. So if you follow me on TikTok or Facebook, I will put up a picture of the cat later on tonight.
I think
That's
you're halfway,
awesome. We'll need a Dr. Evil for sure with
You're
that.
halfway to the Dr. Evil costume, so just saying.
Yes.
Just gotta make some magic work.
I can't wait. And then also, I know that we've missed some comments about Savannah in the chat. What about your fridge, Savannah? And also, who's this church that is helping you? You need to shout out those people who are giving you support.
Yes. So the Violet Crown City Church, or they're letting us use their parking lot. And then I'm sorry, what was the other question?
What happened with your fridge?
Yeah,
You have a fridge? What's the fridge?
No, the free fridges are all around Austin. I have nothing to do with that other than just putting food in them. But they're a huge resource here in Austin. So there's probably like 3 or 4 of them, but they're either businesses or, I just know the one that's right down the street from me. And then there's another one in East Austin, but they're both businesses that they just have these fridges outside of their business. And great resource. The food banks are able to put whatever their overflow is there. And then, if you want to, pack up your leftovers, you can always take them to the free fridge and know that someone that's hungry is going to get them.
That is such a cool thing that Austin does. I've been alive for 44 years, 44 long years. I'd never heard of such a thing. That's novel. That's amazing. Incredible.
Isn't that cool?
That's so cool.
That would be great
so
on your website to have a mapped out for where the fridges are so that people would know where to go donate or possibly go pick up a meal.
I love that.
Hey, I have an idea. Should we say this? If anyone donates, let's say an even number, so like $6, $8, I will send half of that to Savannah. Why don't we just say that right now?
Oh, I love this.
Yeah,
That's
so
so sweet.
she deserves
I
it.
love that.
She's working her butt off. So if I see it come in and it's like a $6, $8, $10, $12, Savannah, I will send you half of that at some point, let's say in 24 hours. So the next 24 hours, just make it an even number donation. Savannah, I will send you half that.
And
That's so sweet. Thank you.
I do want to point out too that I will put this VOD on the Substack, Spotify, YouTube's tonight as well. Is there like a comment section that they can leave some notes on the donation so that they know, like half for Savannah or something when they donate to you, so that if they listen to it on the other avenues, then Savannah still gets a little love?
You know what's interesting is I haven't figured out a way for someone to leave a comment as they donate. So the Democratic donation platform is called Act Blue.
Yeah, yeah.
If you
It's
donate
pretty
to me,
standard.
it's a link that's called Act Blue. I should have thought of this many weeks ago, but you can set up a unique link. I didn't do that because I just thought of this now. Sorry.
It's okay.
I just thought of this right now. So, so that's, or the other thing I can do is at some point tonight I can set up a whole separate link. The problem is I think that misses like this really amazing community we've built. I see we have, I don't know, 60, 70,000 likes going. So you can either send me a message on TikTok or Facebook and say, hey, I donated $8. Or if I see that kind of even number come in, that's not $5. I'll know what it is, and then I'll send half of it to Savannah.
William, how I do it is I track the times, and then after that, if I see the numbers, because I don't know if you know this, I handwrite all my thank you notes, so I track the times. So that's how I do it, and I do have two separate links. I have the one that comes, and normally I just kind of like remember when I'm on TikTok and do it. Not as so much now. I used to have people donate the day, like the number. So like today they would donate $10.20, and that would let me know they came from TikTok.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. So let's add that in. So an even number like $6, $8, $12, or $10.20. That will all give Savannah a donation.
I love it. This is incredible. Moving and shaking out
Thank
here. So
we gotta get you on some other platforms, Savannah. So like, and Mark, William as well. You need to come up. I'm friends with Facts Don't Matters. We'll get you up in those platforms. And you're a veteran too, correct? I think I came in late.
Yeah, correct. I'm a 22-year Navy veteran.
All right. Well, we're gonna hook you up with USMC Angry Veterans. So
I like it.
We'll get you hooked up. Because we got to bring change.
This is the time that our time is right now. Savannah may benefit more if people donating could add her to your employment matching gift program. Great idea, Uncle Daddy, coming in with the knowledge, the wisdom. Yes, talk to your HR departments, get her added. That would be fantastic.
Thanks,
Uncle Daddy, I'm so sorry. I need to stop watching True Blood because that just gives me flashbacks to True Blood. I'm so sorry.
I'm dead. Oh my goodness, that's hilarious. That's so funny. Fabulous finds how you can donate to Savannah and her crew. If we could have a quick slide change there, my friend. She's on it. This is how you donate to Savannah. Enter. Oh, it's this way. I switched my camera so people could read my patches. It's this way. There's the Venmo right there. And we'll get, hopefully get a website going up for you here real soon. So amazing. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And we're going to go ahead and close out our show. So just a reminder to everyone, it's no secret how we feel about big money in politics. We want candidates who are going to serve the people and not special interests, but that money has to come from somewhere. So whether it's your wallet or your time, even a follow and sharing their content gets more eyes on them and pushes their message across Beyonce's internet. And you can do that for free. So go and buy William Marks a cup of coffee, a yard sign, whatever you might need, and get yourself a fancy little baseball card. That's the coolest thing ever. It's going to go on my fridge. So
if I could mention too, I will pay my staff, I pledge $32 an hour. That is my pledge to my staff, even like part-time. I pledge to pay them $32 an hour. That is what these donations are going to. Not spamming you, not calling you. It's going to my staff, who are hardworking folks, just like y'all.
And you're going to pay them a living wage, and that is incredible. So, you know, if you guys are looking for work, you could go apply at William Marks for Congress.com. So, yes, I would be absolutely remiss if I did not send a special thank you to the incredible content creators who came in to support us today, as well as our incredible design genie, the K-Law, all of our moderators in the chat. Please make sure that you are following each and every one of these incredible people. You know, we're building a community, and this is what it's all about, right? So the show isn't just about me or Kayla. The show is about all of us coming together to make positive change. So all those things I mentioned for William, the same goes for us too. We are still a baby. We're still a baby endeavor, and we're doing everything we can to grow our presence so we can help as many grassroots candidates as possible. It really does take a village, and we need every single one of you. So if you have not followed us already, please go ahead and do so. You can follow It Takes a Village and me, Political Jess, and, you know, that's where all of the grassroots action happens. You can check your voting registration by going to vote.gov. And I never, ever thought I would have to say this, but you're going to need to also follow your choice after you make it to make sure that it was counted in the way you intended. They're doing some hanky stuff, y'all. So you just gotta, this isn't a participation. This isn't a spectator sport, right? You have to actually be a participant in what is happening now. So this was incredibly inspiring, and I know that we have a lot of folks who are very, very scared right now, but I want to remind everyone that the fear is the point. The fear and the cruelty, it is the point, because fear leads to inaction. Fear leads to panic, and panic leads to stagnation. And hope and community are the antidote for all of it. So follow us on Friday. Join us on Friday when we talk to this incredible woman right here. Here, the other way that I keep pointing the other way. Habits, you know. Jolie Farron King is running for Illinois' 1st Congressional District. She will be joining us on Friday, so you don't want to miss that one. It's going to be super, super great and super fun and inspiring, as they always are. William Marks, thank you so much for joining us. Victoria, thank you for driving by and stopping in. I'm such a huge fan. I can't wait to have you on the show as well.
Oh,
we will be
you just reminded me that I need to respond to the email.
Yes, you do, but that's okay. It's all right. Don't worry about it. It's all good. We got time. I appreciate all of you. Savannah, you are a gift. You are a gift. And I hope that you are reminded of that often. And if there is ever a time, my friend, where you are feeling low and you are feeling defeated, please reach out to me, because you are amazing. You are a gift, and if you need a cheerleader, girl, I'm it. Okay? So
I can tell you're amazing.
Thank you.
You're just like sunshine.
I try not to let the heaviness of the world get me down. So, you know.
It's rough right now. Yeah.
That's the way we do it. So thank you guys so much. Please be sure to follow all of these incredible people. It's going to be such a great show on Friday. Be sure to follow us on Substack, Spotify, and the Tube of You. And if I could make a quick plea, we would absolutely love it if you would just pop right over there and wherever you catch your podcasts and leave a review. It would really help us get more eyes on our content. The dates have been selected for the People's Sick Day. William, do you know what the People's Sick Day is?
I do know. I'm a big fan, but I have not heard the date yet. Please tell us.
The dates have not been announced, but they have been selected, and they will be released 48 hours before that, so that it can be like, you know, a stealthy sort of catch 'em off guard strike. Savannah, if you're not aware, the People's Sick Day is a 3-day economic and labor blackout. You can go to thepeoplessickday.com to check it out, join their Discord, and get involved. It's going to be amazing. Also, make sure you're joining the Blue Sue group. They're incredible. Uncle Daddy's gonna leave the web address right there in the comments for you. You guys should go check them out because they do awesome stuff too. Lots of activism, lots of amazing things that happen there anytime. Excuse me, I believe it's bluesue.org. TSU, by the way. So go check that out. I appreciate all of you guys for being here. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much. And yes, there it is, Uncle Daddy. Yay! All right. Coming in with the link to end all links. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we'll see you on the next one, okay? Please take care of each other. Thank you, everyone. Take care of each other. Have a great day.
It takes a village because for all means for all. Together we'll break down any wall. Linked in love, we won't disarm. We're uniting the grassroots army strong. So press play, feel the spark. This is where the movement starts. It takes a village and we're the proof. Truth in action, raising the roof. It takes a village. It takes a village. We rise together, louder than fear. One